Jess here with MBRI Garage, and today I'm building this. This is a go-kart I made out of a lawnmower that no longer ran. I haven't tested how fast this thing goes yet, and I really hope it goes like 15 miles an hour or less, because otherwise my niece is going to be mad at me. But let's start building this thing. First up, I took my lawnmower body off, and had a lot of work ahead of me scraping all the grass residue out from under it. With that done, I gave it a thick 3 or 4 coats of black spray paint to prevent rust. Next, I had to decide how to mount the seat on top, and I built a bracket and used a seat from an old Huffy green machine. And next up, I had to weld a frame together for this thing. I have a bracket that my workplace gave me, and some other thick steel, and I'm going to build my own spindles. All I did was take some C-channel and cut it down to the proper size, weld a 5/8 inch bolt to it, and my wheels could pop right on. Now I do need some steering knuckles as well on these, so I took some angle steel and welded it to those knuckles. For the steering shaft itself, I simply took a bracket and welded it onto a piece of round tubing. I built my own custom steering wheel with scrap bent pieces of round tubing I had laying around, so this is 100% scrap. All you have to do to prevent someone from taking it is flip up the pin, take it out, and then you can take your steering wheel with you wherever you go. Now you see there's a keyhole cut in there, and I have a keyhole cut on the shaft there, so you cannot put it on wrong because it won't seat, and you can't put the pin in. You have to turn it perfectly, then see how the keyhole fits in there, pop your pin in, and you're good to go. To play with this and see where it goes. Then I'll tack it in place and then I'll fully weld it. Then of course I need reinforcement, so I bolted it to some angle steel down here and made a little angle steel bracket up here for the second bearing. And this is super solid. This is not going to go anywhere. And for the steering support here, I'm using some pillow block bearings. These are from an evaporative cooler. I got these very cheap locally, about 10 bucks a piece. Next, I need to design a steering system. And I'm going to use a pretty traditional go-kart style steering system for this thing. I bought 4 Heim joints and some 5/16 inch rod, threaded all the way, and then cut them to the appropriate length. Now, to get the appropriate length, I measured the front of each tire and the back of each tire and adjusted these rods until both measurements were vaguely equal. I very quickly built the engine stand without recording anything, of course. I cut up and drilled a piece of 1/4 inch bracket that I had laying around. This is both going to secure my brake shoe to the drum and also give my brake cable a place to rest. I did build my own drive wheel and brake wheel from scrap, and I have dedicated videos to each of those, so if you need an in-depth tutorial on how I did that, the videos will be linked below. First, I'm going to take apart my Harbor Freight wheel. Then I traced out each lug onto a piece of scrap steel that I had. Next, I took my brake drum itself and did the exact same thing to another piece of steel. Next, I bolted my wheel to one piece of steel. Then I bolted my brake drum to the other piece. And all that's left is to connect the two with my centerpiece. I kind of cheated because with everything bolted together, the tube fit perfectly in each hub, so I didn't really have to center it. Then all that's left is to weld it together. I don't recommend welding this with the wheel and tires still attached. It burns the paint and it kind of makes the tires stink. I handmade the brake pedal and the gas pedal. I used 3 pieces of steel for the brake pedal with an area cut out for the cable to fit. You can see the angle that I cut here, and I'm just going to drill a hole right about there. That way I can fit my cable in there, and it has room to freely move around and pull on the cable. Now, I had a whole plan to use some round tubing and build a cage or roll bar for this thing, but then I remembered I still have the lawnmower handle, so I just quickly welded it on and added a little bit of reinforcement, and it looks great, and it's very solid. This is my reinforcement. It's going to go here. I did have to bend the legs out a little bit to clear the mower body there. I very quickly fabricated an aluminum gas tank and made a steel bracket for it filled with RTV. I had issues on my mini bike with vibrations cracking the tank, so hopefully this prevents that. Then I welded it to the roll bar. And now with everything reassembled, it's time for a test run. I had to totally remove the mower body and the seat from this thing to get the paint going. I went with a custom green metallic paint job. I have a dedicated video for how I made this paint job linked in the description below. And like that, my beautiful go-kart is done and ready to rip. I'm going to bring this to their house because I have no use for it. I want it out of here and the kid likes it, so they're gonna get to take it home. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, give the video a like, hype the video in the first 7 days that it's out, and as usual, check out the channel. I do all kinds of stuff on this channel, so check it out, consider subscribing as well, and as usual, I will see you next time. Have a good week.